Hi everyone, it's Jonathan here. It's December the 7th, 2012. I'm going to be talking to you about the November numbers that have just come in the real estate market and how they compare with the November numbers of 2011. Um, just to start off, sales again are down. Okay, they're down about 16.1%. New listings are up 1.3%. But the price has not been negatively impacted, even though the sales are down. The price is still up 1.6%. I want to basically explain what I think is going on here. Number one, when you listen to the media, there's a lot of doom and gloom in the air, but you have to be very careful about what you listen to because there's always two sides to a story. I want to take you back to 2008 when the United States went off their fiscal cliff. It affected us a little bit, but more so than affecting us, gravely, it affected people's confidence. That's all it did. It raised some fears amongst us. But it happened for about 4 or 5 months. Prices weren't affected, but people were a little bit afraid. What happened then is that in order to get rid of this fear, the government decreased interest rates. They put them to their all-time low. What this did is it boosted the market. And the market started picking up. And then you'll notice in 2009, sales were extremely high in all the months. In 2010, when the government started seeing that, again, the real estate market is taking off a little bit too fast, they've imposed policies to slow it down a little bit. So what they did is, for example, they lowered the amortization rate from 40 years to 25 years, and things like that. What that did is it affected sales in 2010. So if you look at sales to 2010 compared to 2009, they also were lower than in 2009. Why? Again, because 2009 was an extraordinary year for sales because rates were so low and there was buyers everywhere. In 2010, that tapered off a little bit because of the new amortization rules and the new government policies. But once people started adjusting to these new changes, what happened was the market started picking up again in 2011. People were accustomed to the new rules, but still, rates were low and it was still time to buy. So the market picked up in 2011 again. From the end of 2011 all the way till about the middle of 2012, the market was crazy. Sales were through the roof. Prices were still high. But again, people adjusted, and that's why that happened. Now in 2012, the government implemented some more policies to slow down, the hype of what happened in 2011. So the, amortization now went down from 35 years to 20 years. CMHC will no longer insure properties that under $1 million, over $1 million. Sorry. Also, if you had lower than 20% down on a house, your amortization had to be 25 years. It couldn't be 30 years anymore. Again, this negatively impacted the market, and now sales are down relative to 2011. So every time the government inputs a policy, you'll notice that sales decrease relative to the year before when things were hot. That's exactly what's going on again. I don't think there's a crash anywhere in the near future. But again, look forward to the spring of next year to see where we truly stand. If sales continue dropping in the spring of next year and prices start, tapering off, then we might have a little bit of a problem. However, I don't think that is the case. I think that sales have decreased relative to last year just because last year was crazy. But again, once people start adjusting to 2012 changes, the market will once again pick up. Do I think that properties will increase, double-digit figures prices? I don't think so. No, I think that they might stable off, they might level off, but I don't think that they're going to cool off or that they're going to drop in any way at all. So be very careful how you read the media or what you listen to, because again, there's always two sides to a story. Interest rates are still very low. As long as they stay low, there will always be buyers out there. They're huge catalysts to a decreasing market or a correcting market. Employment has to decrease. People have to be fired. Interest rates have to go up. People have to take pay cuts. When things like this start happening, then it affects the overall market. It affects prices. It affects everything. But until that happens, you can't just look at sales and say, okay, something's happening. It's not the case. You have to look at the overall picture. So what I think is going to happen is we will have a cooling in the sense that prices will level off. There'll be selection for buyers. Properties won't sell as fast as they have been. But in terms of a correction of 20-25% in prices like you're hearing in the media, I don't think that's going to happen. keep your eye out on the spring to see what really happens. This will be my last video for 2012. I hope you guys all have a fantastic holiday season. Merry Christmas to you all. Have a great New Year. And don't forget to watch my next video in January, where I'll talk about the December market, and I'll also be announcing the winner of the Client Appreciation Vacation. Okay, guys, have a great holiday season, and we'll see you soon.